Good morning, friends, and welcome to the 2021 PSCL playoffs. Alongside Sam Walters, I'm Steve Granado. We're all set for game one of this play-in tournament as we get you underway here from Palm Springs Stadium. The number 13 seeded Grizzlies serving as the road team here against the number 12 Snowbirds. Winner goes on to play against the number 1 seed Lumberjacks on Tuesday. We're all set for baseball here on this Sunday morning. First pitch of the playoffs. We are officially underway as RJ Forbes misses outside at 9:06 a.m. It's a 1-ball, no strike count here on Antonio Cruz. Another warm day slated here in Palm Springs, California. First pitch, 94 degrees and hazy. Here's a ground ball up the middle, and the Grizzly get Antonio Cruz aboard to begin the day. These two teams squared off yesterday, and it was a downpour of runs for the Grizzly. 13 runs on 14 hits in yesterday's contest, but the sour note for certain for this green squad, 5 errors in that contest. They did come away with a 13-6 victory, which set up this game.
Yeah, they were able to hang in there. Their pitching held up the whole time, even towards the end after Justin Rothroff, who started that game. Bullpen did him well.
J.R. Freethy to the plate now with a runner aboard at first, trying to pick up where they left off yesterday. This one cranked out to right field. Moving back on it is Bryce Moore, and in the shade of the lights, he'll make the grab for the first out of the ball game. All right, Sam, let's look at that outfield and infield.
Sure. Look at the leather for the Snowbirds in their navy blue tops today. Left to right in the outfield, Chris Leary is in left, Jacob Calton center, and Bryce Moore in right. Third to first on the infield, Ola Aina is at third, Jalen Edmonds at short, Dylan Brown turning up the middle at second, Joseph Grignon at first, and Mason Grace behind the plate.
Hayden Huff to the plate for the first time in the PSCL this year. We see a team go with 9 batters. Pickoff throw to first. The Grizzly roll with just 9. In the playoffs here, a couple of rule changes from what you are used to. One of those being if a team so sees that they want to throw 9 batters into the lineup instead of 10, they can, and the Grizzly are the first team to take advantage. This one comes in and hits Hayden Huff. It'll put runners on first and second with only 1 out. Other rule changes here. We do not have the ability to roll over innings any longer, meaning that if an inning continues to go and a defensive team deems it fit that they want to close it and let all runners score, they can no longer do that. Another rule change, we have dropped the 2-hour time limit. We will play 7 innings today. If we need to go extras, international tiebreaker rules are in effect, meaning a runner at second with nobody out. Jude Luttrell to the plate now with runners on first and second and only 1 gone. Great chance here for the Grizzly to make noise in the first. First pitch from RJ Forbes. Grounded sharply down the line. Sliding stop by the first baseman Grignon. What a play for the second out. Saves a run for now. Both runners move up.
We've seen that play happen over and over. Just guys sending it straight down the line. Not too often do we get a look at a first baseman making that play. Good glove.
J.J. Engman to the plate. He played 12 games in the regular season and put up a ridiculous .630 on base percentage. That's going to come in and hit him. Second hit batter of the inning will load the bases. So a bit of a yin and a yang here for RJ Forbes in this inning.
It's been on and off. Single, fly out, hit by pitch, ground out, hit by pitch.
Brings up Mark Kirkland with a big chance. By the way, just to finish that note on Engman, near the top with that on-base percentage amongst qualified batters in the league. Mark Kirkland with another big opportunity. First pitch upstairs, 1-0. 0-0 for now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Grizzly get the first bid to try and move on. Mason Grace is going to go out there and chat here. Followed after Mark Kirkland, the bottom third of the order reads Jake Biscaluse, Michael Macias, and Connor Hennings today.
first inning yesterday with the Grizzly at the plate went nearly similar. An on and off inning for Jalen Jack Deo. It was fly out hit by pitch, pop out hit by pitch, and then a ground out to the first baseman on a diving stop.
Of course, the day of first, Sam. This is also the first time that we see a exact same matchup 2 days in a row this year. That's just the nature of how the bracket shook out. Bases loaded with 2 gone. Mark Kirkland awaits here. The lefty will take one upstairs and away. 2 balls and no strikes. That ball got away from Grace, but he scrambles to save it. All the same, it's 3-0 here on Kirkland. Hasn't seen much to hit at all.
The Grizzly haven't seen much to hit at all.
Sure.
A lot of first pitch.
Yeah, Antonio Cruz, first pitch back up. Or second pitch, rather. I think you give Kirkland the green light here. If he gets something soft, let him loose. Try and send it to an alleyway. There's a big gap in left center. 3-0. They didn't give him the green light. He could have sent that one a mile. 3-1.
Yeah, it's funny how things shook out for this Grizzly lineup. Mark Kirkland batting 6. You would think he's, not in the prime position to bring in runners, but here we are with bases loaded in a big spot.
Forbes looking for a ground ball here. 3-1 pitch. Missed inside, ball 4. The Grizzlies score the first run of the postseason. It's 1-0 Green.
Well, that's one thing that makes Mark Kirkland even better than he already is at the plate. Just so patient, knows how to take his pitches. Sometimes he swings over the ones that are in the heart of the zone, but his ability to catch everything that goes by, especially on the inside part of the plate, makes him really dangerous.
Well, this inning, obviously not the start the Snowbirds wanted to the postseason, but could not be as bad as you think if they get out of it right here.
It's going to take attacking the zone here because Jake Biscaluz is also one that knows how to watch him go by.
Saw him work last night in the power game.
He had a couple of walks, I believe.
Yes, he did. He had 2 walks and a bunt single while also throwing out 2 would-be base stealers last night. Looked really good behind the plate. He'll swing first pitch and line it down the line. It's tight to the chalk. That ball's going to get in fair territory and clear the bases. Up to second, Biscaluz, and here come the Grizzly. It's 4-0 in the first.
One thing you got to think about with this Grizzly lineup, regardless of if they're the 13 seed or not, there are a few guys in this lineup that are everyday regulars with the power, whether it's starting or just coming off of the bench. So some of these guys are getting a lot of looks in the power games. So when they come here, sometimes they're getting days off, sometimes they're getting half games. When they have a full, healthy lineup, these guys are really dangerous.
Get a courtesy runner over at second base.
Chris Aguilar.
Chris Aguilar. Michael Macias to the plate, and the big frame already here for the Grizzly. They lead this thing 4-0. Jake Biscaluz has been heating up lately, and he just made his imprint here on the postseason. Michael Macias needs to clean off the old shades before he comes back into the box. 3 straight to reach with 2 outs, a hit batter, a walk, and a bases clearing double, who now stands at second. The right-hander comes home, and a breaking ball in for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Macias. Again, no rollover innings. We're playing 7 innings. Straight up. Already an arm in the pen for the Snowbirds. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. I think that's Jake Cooch warming up. 2 balls, no strikes, or 1 ball, 1 strike. Upstairs, 2-1. The leashes will be shorter, not your lease. Your leash will be shorter in the playoffs as well. You can't afford to let a guy work through troubles like you normally would during the regular year unless you want it to be your last game of the year. Bouncing ball left side. It's going to be a very tough play, and the ball bounces off the mid of Edmonds. Nothing you could do. That'll go as an infield single for Michael Macias. Puts runners on the corners for the 9th batter of the inning.
Yeah, the leash is going to have to be shorter unless you want your lease in the dugout to be shorter.
There you go. That's what I meant.
It was there the whole time.
Yeah. I'm still waking up. So Macias aboard at first. On the corners, they stand for Connor Hennings. They have batted around so long as Hennings completes his turn. Again, they are going 9 batters today. Breaking ball for a high strike, 0-1. Well, Nolan Craddock, who will be on the hill today for the Grizzly, has been given a 4-run pad. Could grow here. Forbes is 0-1. Down and off the plate. Gray steals it out of the dirt. It's 1-1. Glad you're alongside with us here for the first game of the 2021 playoffs. This is our only game of the day. One pitch. Sent out of play 1-2. Weirdly enough, given the quirks of this area of the world, the playoffs and regular season are going on at the same time. You think back a couple of years ago in Major League Baseball, there was spring training and regular season baseball going on at the same time at one point. Who scheduled that one? I don't know. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball sharply to third. Stopped by Ina. He'll recover and throw to first to end the inning. A 9-batter first. The Grizzly bring across 4 thanks to Jake Biscaluz and company. To the bottom of 1, the Snowbirds looking up 4-0. Grizzly waste no time building a 4-run pad as we send it to the home half of the first. Jalen Edmonds, Danny Gill, and Jacob Colt will try and kickstart something to bring them back quickly. Remember, a 7-inning ball game doesn't give you much time to work with. Jalen Edmonds to lead it off here against Nolan Craddock, making his 5th appearance of the year, his 4th start, including the regular season, of course. And the first pitch he throws here is a strike. 0-1 at the knees here for Jalen Edmonds. Up and away, 1-1. 6'4", 225 from Santa Barbara City College. Last time out for him was a relief appearance of 1 inning back on July the 8th against the Bootleggers. He gave up 1 hit and 4 batters faced, 1 over the minimum, with no runs allowed. In for a strike, it's 1-2. Nolan Craddock's last start, a little roughed up, ironically, against the Snowbirds back on the 4th of July. Gave up 4 runs, earned 5 total, but did go a complete game, but took the loss. So it's a little bit of redemption here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here he comes to Edmonds. Got him swinging. Took something off and got him for the first out, and that's a good start for Nolan Craddock.
Let's take a glance at the gloves for the Grizzly. In the outfield, left to right, Connor Hennings is in left today. Antonio Cruz in center. Jude Luttrell in right. Third to first on the infield, Michael Macias at the hot corner. Hayden Huff at short. Turning it up the middle is J.R. Freethy at second. Mark Kirkland at first, and Jake Biscaloo is behind the plate.
First pitch to Danny Gill, misses off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Get to the rest of the lineup here in just a second. The lefty Craddock back home on the inside edge for strike 1. After Colt, it goes Bryce Moore in the 4 spot, Mason Grace and Kamoliola Aina. Bottom of the order, including a 10 batter for the Snowbirds. That's what they elect to go with. Miles Gravel, Joseph Grignon, Chris Leary, and Dylan Brown. Skied out to left field. Moving back goes Hennings. He's tracking, backtracking, making the grab, 2 down.
Well, it's quite obvious if you say it this way, but the Snowbirds' top of the lineup has to carry the freight. Jalen Edmonds, we didn't see him yesterday, and I feel like that was part of the reason they struggled offensively to score and keep up with the Grizzlies, because he's a pretty big part of the lineup because of his ability to steal bases. He and Jacob Colt lead the team.
He comes to the plate now. Base is empty. A shutdown frame goes a long way for the Grizzly. First one cued to the screen. It's 0-1. It's 4-0. We're in the bottom of the first. Grizzly jumped on the board with a 9-batter first against R.J. Forbes. Jacob Colt played in 16 games in the regular season. 0-1 in the dirt. It's today's center fielder of choice. Blue tops for the Snowbirds, green tops for the Grizzly. On its way now. Popped into center. Easily read by Antonio Cruz. How about a 1-2-3 shutdown first? We go to the second. Grizzly on top in Game 1 of the 2021 PSCL playoffs. We often talk about shutdown innings, Sam, and maybe it's worth a discussion. Baseball is a game of jumping on mistakes, a game of comfortability. And the one thing you want to do as an offense is make sure that the opposing pitcher can do neither. Don't give them time to think. Don't give them time to get comfortable. And don't give them time to make adjustments. So if you're able to get a shutdown frame after a big inning, get him out there as soon as possible. Make sure he's uncomfortable. That's what the Grizzly are trying to do. Antonio Cruz led off the first inning with a single. He'll lead off the second inning with a 1-ball, no-strike count.
The most dangerous part here is that he's already having to face the order a second time in the second inning.
And with that, of course, they do have already an arm going again. One ball and no strikes. For a strike, 1-1. Not only do you get a shutdown frame, but you get a 1-2-3 frame from Nolan Craddock. That helps your chances immensely to try and pile on. Forbes back out there now, working with a 1-1 count. In the air to right. Circling around Bryce Moore. He had a weird read on it. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Now a double. Never stop running, Antonio Cruz. He got himself a leadoff double in his second hit of the ball game. Well, Moore went back on it and towards the alleyway. That ball sliced towards the chalk line.
Yeah, it's also a little costly mistakes like this.
Yeah, when you get a certain out and you think, you know, that letdown after the pitch goes into the air, you go, all right, cool, one down. Got the leadoff guy. Nope. He's now standing at second for J.R. Freethy. Freethy flew out to right field back in the first inning, a whole inning ago. Down and in. Nice block by Grace. Talked about how good he is defensively. And just showcased it right there to keep the runner at second.
Yeah, that's one thing that establishes that comfortability, knowing that your guy behind the plate's got you.
Yeah, you make a mistake, he won't either. Coming back to Freethy. The lefty drills one into right field for a base hit. Bryce Moore cuts it off and gets the ball in quickly to hold him at first and third. Fifth hit of the game for the Grizzly already. The Snowbirds, who led up 13 runs yesterday against this same club, are rapidly approaching a repeat.
Yeah, somebody missed the scouting report on J.R. Freethy. He loves that inside pitch.
Yep, able to turn his hands in on that one. Mason Grace is probably going to go out there and go, hey, man, this is how we attack Hayden Huff. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Both the two hit batters in the first inning and the walk all came around to score. Of the three hits in the frame, only one scored for the Grizzly. We talk a lot about minimizing mistakes on the mound too, Sam. And that's exactly why. You can stomach a guy earning his way home. You can't stomach giving it up. That's never going to sit well, any level, anywhere. Pickoff draw, an extra step there from Antonio Cruz at third base. Paying a lot of attention right now to J.R. Freethy. We know what kind of arm that Mason Grace has. They're going to go out and chat here with Forbes. So I wouldn't venture too far off from Mason backpicking to first. That's going to be the end of the line here for R.J. Forbes. At least so it appears. Forbes is giving a scouting report right here before he sends off. That could be his final PSCL appearance of 2021. He'll walk off the field with runners on the corners and nobody out. Here in the second inning, new arm, bullpen game already for the Birds. They're threatening the Grizzly are here with 2 on and nobody out. Back in a moment. It's 4-0. Tough project to take here on a Sunday at work for Aaron DeLeon. He comes into the ball game with runners on the corners and nobody out, trying to get out of it unscathed. First pitch he throws is outside to Hayden Huff. Antonio Cruz led off the inning with a double. J.R. Freethy got to first on a single through the right side of the infield. They stand on the corners, already with the Grizzly up 4-0. R.J. Forbes has been ran out of the ball game after 12 batters. Runner goes for second, pitches down and away. Nobody's covering. Well, for Mason Grace, who pump faked to second, that's not much of a sell when nobody's home. So if you want to try and trick that runner at third, you at least got to have someone standing there. They let it concede, and Freethy steals second base. 2-0 the count here on Hayden Huff. Here it comes. That's off the end of the bat. 2-1. Let loose on a 2-0 fastball. Aaron DeLeon made 3 relief appearances in the regular season, totaling 5 1/3 innings of work. Gave up 7 runs, only 3 of which were earned. Heads up over the top of his head, 3-1. If you're the Grizzly, you take every opportunity you can get. Foot on the gas pedal. Joseph Grignon, the first baseman, is in front of the bag. 3-1 will be waved at, 3-2. Winner moves on to a matchup with the 1 seed on Tuesday. This is a play-in game to begin the playoffs. In the dirt for ball 4. The bases are loaded for the second time today in as many innings. So Aaron DeLeon walks a batter, and Jude Luttrell will get an opportunity. He was robbed with a hard shot down the first base line. Joseph Grignon snagged it on a dive. So good wood on it that time. And we'll see if he can do it again. Upstairs and away, 1-0. They back up Bryce Moore, the right fielder, about 5 steps because of that hard line drive on the right side. Can even see Grignon playing in and a hair to the left, about a half a step. That would be enough. Grace with another big stop. This time it saves a run. Well, the one that he stopped on Forbes and the one he just stopped there on DeLeon were spiked so shallow towards the plate that he had to stay standing to make that stop and get it square in the chest. That's a good read by your backstop. 2-0 the count here on Luttrell. Coming home with it. Another stop. Ain't nowhere to put him. It's 3-0. Minutes into this ball game, we're in the top of the second. It's 4-0. Grizzly, runners everywhere with nobody out. 3 balls, no strikes, and a world of trouble right now for the Snowbirds. Here it comes to Luttrell. He'll take a strike to get him over 3-1. Still thinking 1 pitch, 1 spot if you're Luttrell. Upstairs, maybe in. Instead goes and sprays it down to third. Ina, the stop, steps on the bag just to barely get the runner at third. So 2 hot shots down either sides of the lines, and both cornermen make a massive play as Ina snags and steps to get Freethy, but Cruz scores, and it's 5-0 Grizzly.
Regardless of what happened there, that's the right play by Ina, and it's a great effort to be able to make it happen. Throwing across the diamond, you get 1 out. If you can make it to the bag, you better cut down that lead runner while you can. That's
the first out of the inning. Luttrell gets an RBI. First pitch rolled towards the hole and into left field. They will wave around Hayden Huff. Colt comes up throwing, but the ball is cut off. RBI single for J.J. Engman, and they're already at a 6-0 advantage. Well, you kind of got the feeling that this might happen today for the Grizzly. They broke out big yesterday, and against the exact same opponent, you might think one would lead to believe, hey, let's do it again on the same field, no less. And there's still 1 out. Now it's Mark Kirkland who drew a bases-loaded walk back in the first. Good save by Grace. He's working his tail off back there right now.
If he's the one that has to do it, it's all up to him.
Well, we know he is one of the better defensive catchers in all the PSCL.
And that's just based off the eye test.
Yeah. That's no numbers downstairs. I mean, I think we can see it. Not one has gotten through him with traffic all over the base paths in the first 2 innings. Got to imagine the only reason he hasn't played with the power this year is because the bat has been lagging behind the defense. Coming home with it to Kirkland. Upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Got a green light. 3-1 on Kirkland. Jake Biscaluz, the hot bat on deck. This one looped into left center field over leaping Edmonds. Run's gonna score. It's an RBI single to bring home a 7th run. Mark Kirkland gets his 2nd RBI. And there ain't nothing stopping this Grizzly team right now.
Well, there's nothing better than knowing that even in the middle of your order, you've got a good eye at bat and an even better bat on deck.
They're going to go chalk to Aaron DeLeon. Because Jake Biscaluz is coming to the plate, and after giving up a walk, a fielder's choice that easily could have gone as a single or a double down the line, then back-to-back knocks, you got to go, well, maybe this is not the guy you want to mess around with. Don't be fooled by the 7th spot in the lineup. Biscaluz, a 3-run double slice to right his last time around. Three runs home in the inning, and it's 7-zip. We're in the second. The Grizzly offense has turned it on the last couple of days. And this is one of the reasons why is this kid. Foul tipped. It's 0-1. Well, conventional wisdom says the 1 seed obviously has the upper hand on Tuesday. But if an offense is moving like this, I don't know what's going to stop it. Upstairs to a 1-1 count. So I wouldn't just go off blind bracketology right now. Grizzly have a legitimate chance in a 1-game elimination. We've seen the Lumberjacks not show up before. That's outside for a 2-1 count. Not to get too ahead of ourselves. But if you're thinking longevity purposes, a good week lands you at Palm Springs Stadium for a Wednesday night PSCL championship game. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. So again, by the way, championship game Wednesday night, 7:05 the first pitch on this diamond. It'll be a 9-inning ball game. That's what all these guys are working towards right now. And the Grizzly are on their way to step 1. Biscaluz expands the strike zone and strikes out. That's the second out of the inning. First strikeout for the Grizzly staff today. That took 16 batters. Starting 9 has looked really good today. Michael Macias, an infield single his last time up into the hole to short. Takes one for a strike. Catches the black 0-1. Don't forget the Snowbirds went 1-2-3 in the first, and Nolan Craddock has been sitting for quite some time now. Breaking ball and a good one. Coming back. Oof. Just got out of the way. 1-2.
Yeah, DeLeon shortened his delivery there, and it showed by the execution of the pitch.
Engman at third, Kirkland at second. Checked to swing and didn't go. Ball blocked by Mason Grace. 2-2.
Gonna need that button soon too. Blocked by Mason Grace. Blocked by Mason Grace.
Yeah. We'll have a variation. What a stop by Mason Grace.
Yeah.
Get the soundboard ready. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, tied him up inside. That's a great spot for Aaron DeLeon, and it ends on a high note. But the Grizzly do score 3 more times. We go to the bottom of the second, and the Green leading this all the way already, 7-0. Bryce Moore will try to chip away here at Nolan Craddock, who went 1, 2, 3 easily in the first. And it looks like he's on to begin this second frame. No balls, 1 strike. Bryce Moore, Mason Grace, Ola Aina. 4, 5, and 6 after a 1, 2, 3 inning. This one grounded sharply. Sliding stop by Macias to the backhand. Back to his feet, and the defense is working too. 5-3 for the first out.
That was pretty smooth.
Very smooth for Michael Macias. Took his time, knew how much time he had.
Yeah, he's moved all around the infield for the Grizzly. It's good to see him back at third because he's got a really good glove.
Didn't get too flustered with that one. We'll see what Mason Grace is able to do with the bat. We've already seen him all over the place defensively today. In a good way, might I say. First pitch swinging, lifted on the right side of the diamond. Kirkland chases. He gives way to J.R. Freethy, who makes the grab in foul territory. That's 5 up, 5 down for Nolan Craddock. Again, we mentioned what you want to do is quick innings after a tough top. Get that guy out there, keep him uncomfortable. So far, Nolan Craddock has not had a layoff after a very long sitting in the top of the third. Grizzly have already sent 17 batters to the plate. First pitch to Aina drifts off the plate, 1-0.
The first time he's fallen behind to a batter, and it's only 1-0.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Great start for Nolan Craddock. First pitch strike on the first 5 batters. 2-0. There could always be that 2-out layoff. Aina had a big game yesterday. He'll take ball 3. 3 RBIs, a single, a sac fly, a walk, and a run scored. He looked really good in yesterday's loss.
Even that sac fly was tagged.
Yeah, maybe one of the best games we've seen out of him. He'll take a 4-pitch walk. That'll be the first base runner here for the Snowbirds. Miles Gravel now. Nine, 1, and 2. Due up in the top half of the third for the Grizzly. Again, they lead this ball game 7-0. That's 5 straight here for Nolan Craddock.
I got to mention again how strong offensively the catchers are in this league, wherein a lot of the games, and I'll mention in this game specifically, that on both sides, the DH for the Grizzly and the catcher in the lineup, obviously Jake Biscalew's catching. J.J. Ingman serving as DH, he's a catcher. And on this side, Miles Gravel is a catcher.
Little tapper to the mound, and Craddock's going to get away here with a 4-batter inning. Another 0 on the board. Let's go to the third. Can the Grizzly keep tagging it? They lead at 7-0. The left fielder Connor Hennings was the only batter that did not come to the plate in the second inning. They sent 8 to the dish and brought home 3. They lead this ball game by a 7-0 tally, and Brendan Maskell will be on the hill here to face off with 9-1-2. His first pitch is downstairs in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Take you through the next couple. Here's Sam Walters.
Thank you, Steve. So Brendan Maskell making his 7th appearance this season. This is his 4th one in relief. Last time he worked was on the 5th versus the Bombers. Next pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1 to Connor Hennings. He grounded out his first time up. So far this season, 18 innings pitched for Maskell. That leads the Snowbirds. He's given up 10 earned runs in those innings. Main issue for him, giving up the long ball. He's given up 3 this year. No one misses 2-1.
Don't see a ton of home runs on this field in the PSCL.
Those 3 are the most given up by one pitcher in the league. So if you're going to beat him, it's going to have to be off the base paths. That one popped out of play.
Oh, the Snowbirds so desperately need a 0 up here in this inning.
Really do. Brendan's the one to do it.
Talk about trying to get the ball out of the yard. 16% humidity today, which is a little lower than it's been in the last couple of days. So the air not as thick.
2-2 in the dirt.
So it would, in theory, be a little easier to get it out of here than it has been. It was up to 40% the other day.
Yeah, we felt it.
Yeah, it's one of the hottest and muggiest it's been.
That's one of the ones that feels like a proton pack from Ghostbusters. It just drains you.
Okay.
Here's a full count. Runs in. It looks like it hit him. So either way, Connor Henning's going to take first. It's the 3rd hit by pitch given up by the Snowbirds.
Final line for Aaron DeLeon, an inning, 2 hits, 2 earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts.
DeLeon came back nicely after walking the first batter he saw and giving up 2 singles. Ended that inning on a high note on 2 straight strikeouts. So it's back to the top of the lineup. Antonio Cruz digs in the right-hand batter's box. Pitch comes home, ground ball tailor-made. Easy hop to short, back over to first, double play. Good on Brendan Maskell, erases the base runner and gets 2 outs here quickly.
Good on Jalen Edmonds, who had a little slight bobble out of the mitt there, but didn't panic.
That's right.
Boy, did they need that one. Erase a hit batter and now have a potential to face just 3 here in the inning. Again, they really need that right now.
Facing the middle of this order for the Grizzly has not worked out so well with runners on base.
Yeah, not only just for the scoreboard, Sam, but just for morale. You come in hot, looking to kind of ramp up the energy. You always have that feeling when you enter a postseason wherever you are. But then to get kind of slapped in the face there in the top 2 innings, and you go, oh man, that is not where we wanted to start.
Switch hitter J.R. Freethy at the plate. Batting from the right-hand side now versus the lefty. He's taken 2 strikes. Two strikes and 2 outs. Maskell's pitch to Freethy. Hammered down the third baseline for a base hit. Going into the corner, Freethy is turning around and heading for extra bases. It rolls all the way to the corner and left. Digging into third, standing is J.R. Freethy. 2-out triple. Grizzly will not go down quietly this inning.
Yeah, Jacob Kalt took the wrong angle on that one. He tried to cut it off and meet it where it was, but he cut it too harsh. Underestimated the roll it has. The grass is pretty short here at Palm Springs Stadium. So that ball don't stop rolling for anything unless it hits a wall.
No, not at all. And there's a little downhill turn whenever you get into the corner there. So if it hits the line and passes, it might get into the corner before you know it. So 2 outs and a runner on third now for Hayden Huff. He takes the ball upstairs. Huff has reached twice today and scored twice. Hit by pitch in the first, walked in the second. 1-0 swung on and missed.
No harm, no foul right now. That doesn't necessarily ruin the inning here for Brendan Maskell.
Not at all. Work to Hayden Huff. He hasn't seen a decent at-bat yet. Swings on another one. Works ahead of 1 and 2. Grizzly leading the Snowbirds 7-0. Chance to add one more here. 2 outs and a runner at third. The 1-2 pitch. In there, called strike 3. Aiden Huff goes down.
It's a great bounce back for Maskell.
Absolutely. Gives up the triple with 2 outs, but able to strike out Hayden Huff looking. We head to the bottom of the third. Still Grizzly all over. 7-0. Bottom of the third, the Bears on top, 7-0 over the Snowbirds. Will be the home half with the Birds up. The bottom of the lineup due up here, Joseph Grignon, Chris Leary, and Dylan Brown. Schedule versus Nolan Craddock. Craddock has only allowed 1 base runner so far in 2 innings of work, a walk back in the second. Working from the windup, his first pitch in for a strike to Joseph Grignon.
Only 1 outing this year has Craddock pitched shutout baseball. It was the last one, again, as we mentioned earlier. It was just an inning of work against the Bootleggers. He's given up 1 run in at least 1 run in his other 3. But again, it was against the Snowbirds. He allowed 5 total in 7 innings of work and a loss.
Fine time to turn it on. Another one in for a strike.
Yeah, they need him here today.
He's working with a 7-run lead. One-two to Grignon. Breaking ball froze him.
That's a nasty pitch.
Big time vertical drop on that one. Froze Joseph Grignon in his tracks. Second strikeout of the day.
15.5 inches of vertical break there for Nolan Craddock.
That'll send. Here's Chris Leary. Nolan Craddock looks awfully comfortable. We already talked about how you have to start working the batters. He's getting early swings in the count. Deepest count he's seen today, between a 3-0 and a 2-2. Falls behind to Leary, 1-0. Next pitch is in there for a strike. One floats in for another one. Man, that breaking ball is working well.
Yeah, that's a bad sign for the Snowbirds.
Guys don't even want to swing at it. Chris Leary let that ball get into the corner that allowed the triple to Freethy. No one scored, but bounce back here. Watches one miss high. Good take.
That's the beautiful part about the game is make a mistake in the field, quote unquote. You'll get a chance at the plate.
There are lapses here and there.
You're always hoping to make up for one with the other, and that's not necessarily the case in other sports. But here, you get your due time.
Due time on a payoff. Ran inside. Nolan Craddock loses him for his second walk of the day. One out and a runner aboard for the bottom of the lineup is Dylan Brown.
That walk to Ina was that fastball, too, that he missed with.
That one was a 4-pitch walk. Drew Chris Leary full. First pitch at the second baseman misses down and in. Last time he surrendered a walk, it was with 2 outs in the second. He was bailed out on a chop ball back to the mound. 1-0 to Brown, lifted into left field. Connor Hennings moves back. He's under it. Glove up, second out.
Easy, quick outs. Nolan Craddock. All you could hope for.
And he's starting to find that put-away pitch that he can get into the field of play.
And I think, too, the thing that's striking me right now as we kick through the order once, the Snowbirds haven't necessarily done anything to try and throw Craddock off.
They haven't.
I haven't seen anybody show a bunt. I haven't seen anybody step out of the box. I haven't seen anybody do anything. Craddock is cruising. He's exactly where he wants to be.
When you have limited base runners.
Yeah, you have to try and do something. Right here, you're thinking maybe the runner at first, Leary, takes a little running jab step, something to get him off his rhythm.
First pitch inside, Jalen Edmonds.
Try and draw a balk, draw a throw, do anything to get him from thinking otherwise to the plate.
Well, Craddock almost made a mistake there. He almost started working to Jalen Edmonds from the windup.
That's how locked in he is.
Oh no, another one near the knees. Didn't even seem like Chris Leary was taking that into account. Craddock finally stepped off and reset himself from the stretch. 2-0 to Edmonds. Swung on and missed.
It's nice. Go off speed there.
He struck out Edmonds to begin the the bottom of the first. Two 2-1. Fastball, bottom of the zone, in there for a strike.
Really good spot.
Edmonds is typically looking for a pitch middle outside. Can't afford to miss spots here. Don't want to put Edmonds with good speed on base. 2-2. Got a piece of it, take it back to the net.
See if he goes back heater downstairs or if he tries to drop the hammer. But either way, I don't think you can go up here.
Runner at first and 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He went upstairs. Jalen Edmonds couldn't handle it. Third strikeout for Nolan Craddock. He's allowed 2 base runners and no score here through 3. It's 7-0 Grizzly. Top of the 4th up next. Top four. The Grizzlies still leading at 7-0, and their bats due up here in the top of the fourth. Brendan Maskell worked a clean third. He gave up a 2-out triple to J.R. Freethy, but stranded him at third. Jude Luttrell digs in. Watches one downstairs.
Sam, weirdly enough, we talked about it earlier, but the regular season is about to wrap up on the other turf field. They still have the regular season rules over there with the 2-hour limit and all that good stuff.
That 2-hour limit would come into play at about 10:30. That one's lifted to right center. Jacob Colt moves over, makes the catch. Easy first out in the air.
Well, that's how they've had to get it done today. All for the Snowbirds. They've had to pitch to contact to get the outs.
Only 2 ground outs so far.
A lot of air balls.
3 strikeouts. J.J. Ingman pops up the first pitch. Jalen Edmonds gets called off by the third baseman, Ola Aina. He's under it, and an easy 3 pitches for 2 outs here for Brendan Maskell. Can't ask for much more.
Good thing Aina was there. Edmonds had no idea where that baseball was. Immediately off the bat, he threw his hands up.
On a day like this, it doesn't look like we have great visibility just looking out to the hills in the distance.
Well, with that light haze, Sam, the sky becomes similarly colored to the ball.
That's right.
So it can make off the bat reads tougher, especially on the infield when they're sky high.
Not a cloudy day per se, but easy to lose it in the infield.
Yeah.
Especially one that goes right off the bat in the air.
Oh, we'll get that down here, Sam, a lot more than other places in the country due to overcast skies. Not necessarily here, but the haze that kind of creeps from Los Angeles and out east, we will get that from time to time.
A lot of it gets caught here in the valley. Just 1-0 to Mark Kirkland. His 2 RBI on the day. Walk with the bases loaded in the first and an RBI single in the second. That one's in the air to center. Jacob Colt barely has to move in an easy 1-2-3 inning for Brendan Maskell. Snowbirds can't ask for much more. He can ask for a little bit more from the bats. They haven't scored yet at 7-0 Grizzly. Bottom 4, it's 2-3-4 due up for the Snowbirds. They're still searching their first hit. Still searching their first run as well at 7-0 Grizzly.
Still searching their first base runner in scoring position.
That's right.
Slim pickings.
2 left on so far, both of those at first, both of those walks. First pitch into Danny Gill is upstairs.
Well, you know if you're Nolan Craddock, he's already thinking, let's go 7.
Yeah.
Give me the whole shebang.
He's done it once, but it wasn't as clean of an outing as this is.
Again, don't sleep on this Snowbirds offense. 6 runs yesterday.
Can't do it. further we get in this game, they're looking to chip away. Tough task with a 2-0 count for Danny Gill. He slices that one into left field. That one's going to get down for a base hit and extra bases. It's under the glove of Connor Hennings and streaking around to second standing. Danny Gill in there with a double.
Awkward read there for Connor Hennings, was smacked right at him, and he was in between letting it bounce or catching it. It was at his feet, and he unintentionally had the former.
Awkward read had to end up trying to make that on a backhand. He was able to get in front of it, which he didn't have the time to. Maybe he could have blocked it, but it got right under his glove and back to the wall. But got a hustle to save Danny Gill from going any further than second. First hit of the ball game and first runner in scoring position for the Snowbirds. Jacob Colt due up. Fouls the first pitch out of play. Colt flew out to center in the first. Craddock from the stretch. Another one fouled.
By the way, Sam, happy 7-Eleven. Didn't even realize it till right now.
Today's a Slurpee day.
Today's a Slurpee day.
You get a free Slurpee on 7-Eleven day, right?
I never go. You do get one, but I never go because the
should
line
go.
is out the door, and it's like a small. It's like a special size, which is just tiny.
Let's go anyways. Why not?
Just go tomorrow and spend $1.50. Get a massive one. It's a little easier.
0-2, Colt hanging in there. Another pitch fouled off.
Although it would hit the spot today. Not as hot as
Telling you.
yesterday morning, but it don't mean it's chilly.
What's your go-to Slurpee flavor?
Whatever blue variant is there. Blue
Blue
Raz.
Raz?
Yeah, Blue Raz or Coke.
I think that's going to happen in the next 20 years. Someone's going to engineer a blue raspberry.
Oh, let's go.
0-2 went with the breaking ball and Colt able to hang in again.
Probably already working on it.
Not even just that it's a raspberry that's blue, just the flavor that someone
The invented
concocted.
flavor, yeah. There's a couple of those invented flavors, like watermelon
Right,
for
yeah.
whatever candy. It's like, this tastes, have you ever had a watermelon? This tastes nothing like it.
at Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, seriously.
That one lined over to first base. Mark Kirkland back to second with a quick throw, but they can't get Danny Gill.
Easy read for Gill.
Yeah, that one hung in the air just long enough for him to be able to get back to the bag.
Oh, he didn't have much of a lead either,
No.
so it wasn't much further to go.
Bryce Moore up with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. 7-0 Grizzly. Runner in scoring position for the first time for the Snowbirds.
Big day in Major League Baseball today, the MLB Draft. That's coming up at 4 p.m. West Coast time today on ESPN and MLB Network.
Breaking ball hung in the air. Put out to left field. Another base hit here for the Snowbirds, and they're cooking with runners on the corners. Bryce Moore.
Not only that, also the MLB Futures game is underway at 1 o'clock today. That also will be on MLB Network.
Excited for that one.
Oh, yeah. Adley Rushman is out there right now taking batting practice. They just opened the gates. And again, it's the boys out on the diamond today, showcasing the future. That Futures game always has some really good talent. A whole lot of fun.
Here's Mason Grace. Swings through one. It's 0-1.
There's a couple local guys keeping their eye on today for the draft. Again, that's at 4 o'clock, ESPN and MLB Network. And I'll have my eyes on that one, too.
Craddock misses inside, evens the count 1.
First overall today for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Who are they going to go with?
It's going to be Marcelo Meyer.
Yeah, probably. Not a bad pick whatsoever.
Not at all. Local kid out of Eastlake.
1-1 upstairs.
Solid middle infielder.
You know, back to Adley Rushman for a second. Can we talk about how lucky that guy is? He hasn't had to change his gear. You know, he's working with
Yeah,
orange
from
and
Oregon,
black
yeah.
since-
Since the dawn of.
What was his high school colors?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Got to imagine he's just picking and choosing. Another one inside is 3-1 to Mason Grace.
Reed Detmer's out at the Futures game today.
Cole Wynn with the start.
Cole Wynn, local kid. Orange Lutheran, home of Garrett Cole. Who went 15th overall a couple of years ago out of Orange Lutheran High School here in California.
3-1 from Craddock. Over to second base, takes a hop. Hayden Huff able to get it back, relay to first in time. Inning-ending double play, and Nolan Craddock can thank his defense for that one.
That's a huge stretch there by Mark Kirkland. That's the only way they turned that double play is because of that stretch.
Big time 6-4-3 with runners on the corners will end the bottom of the fourth, and yet again the Snowbirds can't capitalize. It's 7-0, heading top 5. Well, the Snowbirds might have found the right guy with the right stuff for today, but unfortunately it's come 2 innings late. Grizzly scored 4 in the first and 3 in the second off of R.J. Forbes and Aaron DeLeon. Brendan Maskell now working on his 3rd inning. He'll face 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup for the Grizzly. Biscaluz, Macias, and Hennings due up, and the Grizzly leading at 7-0. The winner of this game goes on to play the number 1 seeded Lumberjacks on Tuesday. Upstairs, Jake Biscaluz had the 3 RBI double back in the first and struck out in the second.
Entering the inning, Maskell has retired 5 of the last 6. Only thing that broke it up was the triple from Freethy.
In there for a strike to Biscaluz. Playoff schedule reminder, tomorrow we have 4 games. 2 on the turf and 2 here in Palm Springs Stadium. We'll have the broadcast for you for Colonial's Rush at 9 a.m. This is upstairs, 2-1. And then at 11:30, it'll be A's versus North Stars. Two on to Biscaluz, grounded on the 3rd baseline foul.
This is the guy you want to get here to start the 5th.
You can start working to the bottom of this lineup, make it out clean.
Yeah.
You save yourself a clean inning for the top of the lineup.
Always want to start out strong.
So far, the top of the lineup for the Grizzly has only been retired 3 times out of 9 total plate appearances. That one in the air to center. Another out in the air for Brendan Maskell. Starts out the top of the 5th. Last 4 batters he's retired have all been outs in the air.
Yep.
Get it done any way you can.
Got a ground ball double play from Cruz in the 3rd after a hit batter, and then that strikeout looking of Hayden Huff. Everything else skied.
Would like to see a few more in the grounder if he can work ahead to batter some more strikeouts.
Well,
Already talked about Maskell's struggle with the long ball.
Yeah, we talk about it here today, though. This stadium, again, tough to get it out. You really got to put a charge into it to get it out of here, let alone over that wall.
We saw Michael Macias tag one yesterday versus the Snowbirds. Ended up going foul. but he has the capability out of the 8-hole. Smacks that one foul down the left field line.
Yeah, don't go there again.
Not a good spot.
Off speed up.
Macias is 1 for 2, singled in the first, struck out in the second. Maskell toes the rubber again. 1-1 to the third baseman, Macias. That one's lined into left field. In there in the glove for Connor Hennings. Another out in the air. Hung up just long enough. Pardon this, not Hennings, Chris Leary. They're able to make the catch here for the second out in the top of the fifth.
Good read there. Right off the bat.
Good jump on it. So here's the 9-hole Connor Hennings. Grounded out in the first, was hit by pitch in the third. He was the first batter to face Maskell. First pitch is in there for a strike. Hennings ended up being hit by that pitch on a full count. So far, he has had the deepest at-bat of the day versus Brendan. 0-1. Popped up behind the plate. Mason Grace will give chase, but it's going to make it out of play.
Duck and cover.
Someone want to grab that for me so I can get a popsicle?
That's 705 only, my guy.
I was super jealous last night walking back into the dugouts and seeing the bomb pop boxes just strewn about. Guys don't know luxury until it's gone.
Thought I walked into a Little League game.
Yeah. Who has the orange slices? 0-2. Slicing breaking ball. Missed in the dirt.
Get those little coupons, those little tickets after the game. Go to the Snack Shack.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, can I get 2 Airheads and a Twix?
1-2. In the air in left center. That's going to hang for a while. Making it over. It's going to get over everyone's head. That one just kept carrying and carrying. Connor Hennings in with another double.
I'll buy your scorecard. He would just double to himself.
Yeah. Also, excuse you, Jacob Kalt fielded that ball in center.
There you go.
So another 2-out base runner for the Grizzly. Another extra base hit with 2 outs, not to mention. Back in the top of the third, J.R. Freethy tripled with 2 outs. 2-out double for Hennings has Antonio Cruz up. That one grounded right back up the middle. Connor Hennings making the turn at third. That's going to score another run. Strong throw by Kalt is up the line. RBI single makes it 8-0 Grizzly. Antonio Cruz.
After a good stretch there of 6 in a row retired, 2 pitches to bring home another run. Both of them right over the plate.
So now you have to face J.R. Freethy. He's 2 for 3 today with a triple and a single. Again, batting from the right-hand side versus Maskell. First pitch lifted down the left field line, foul. Now we're starting to see guys get a really good read on that fastball from Maskell. They're not holding back.
Looks like the regular season has come to an end. At Bombers Coyotes game out on the turf field, looks like it's over.
See if we can get that score for you. Doesn't affect much of what's going on in the playoffs, but potentially if the Bombers lost to the Coyotes, it could affect the seeding. First, another one downstairs is 1-1 to J.R. Freethy.
Boys are walking off the diamond as we speak, it looks like.
Upstairs, back pick to first late.
First one we've seen from Mason Grace today.
First chance he's gotten
Yeah, really.
in a while. Most times things are moving too fast. Two and 1 to Freethy. Kick and deal. That one's grounded to short. Jalen Edmonds goes the short way over to second. And that'll end the top of the first. Top of the fifth. My F's are mixed up.
There you go.
It's 8-0 Grizzly. Can't get it mixed up right now. Snowbirds need to get on the board. Ola Ina trying to get things started again for the Snowbirds. They had 2 on in the 4th but couldn't score versus Nolan Craddock. It was a leadoff double and then a single that moved him to the corners. Ended up grounded into a double play. It's 8-0 Grizzly. It's a play-in game here in the PSCL playoffs, kicking it off here in Palm Springs Stadium. It's 1-0 to Ina, the third baseman. He walked. He was the first base runner allowed by Nolan Craddock. Well, no, a bit outside. Through those first 3 innings, Craddock did not give up a hit. He gave up 2 in the 4th. And the signs of life for the Snowbirds offense, but they still trail by 8. 2-0 foul tipped. Again, the winner of this game goes on to face the Lumberjacks on Tuesday. Breaking ball floats in for a strike, evens the count at 2. Don't count the Grizzly out. Should this game go final the way it's going right now, this offense has been clicking as of recent. 2-2, grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Ola Ina continues his hot streak. He's on for the second time today. Miles Gravel bounced out to the mound to end the second inning. Craddock looking to find another Grizzly glove here. We've just been hand-delivered popsicles. Where? Did someone send my guardian angel down?
I don't even know who that was.
Sir, what is your name? What is your name? Go Grizzly. It's a gift. It's a.
It's a bribe.
It's a. Thank you very much.
Dibs on red. You got orange.
Okay. That one's grounded to short. Flip over to second. Turn by Freethy. Heads up the line and a good save by Mark Kirkland to keep that one from going to the fence.
And they're already melted.
Oh, man. We just got a. What can we even call that? I don't want to call it a bribe.
It's a bribe.
It's a bribe.
It's a bribe.
Yeah. It's
and
a bribe.
with that, boy, the Grizzly are the best team on the.
Oh, man, not many chances left. Here's Joseph Grignon. He's got a chance with a runner at first here and 1 out. Breaking ball still floating in the zone well. I'm going to set that to the side.
We're going to have to report that to HR, make sure we go through the necessary channels.
Oh, 1 downstairs.
Oh, I got a call next inning, so I should probably eat this like right now, huh?
Yeah, probably. You should probably turn off your mic, too. No one wants to hear
no one
that.
wants to hear that.
Also, that's not even that red. I don't even think I want it. What was that, raspberry? The red variety? Tried the outside corner, 2-1.
I believe it's crayon.
Crayon red?
Crayon colored.
It's like fuchsia.
Go Sugar Kings.
We are the Sugar Kings with popsicles now here in the press box. Big swing and a miss there for Grignon. He struck out back in the third looking. As much as the Snowbirds want to keep chipping away at this 8-run lead, Nolan Craddock is chipping away at base runners. Inside corner, that's a good spot. Just barely missed left of the black.
I want Biscaloos to stick that a little better. Wanted to bring that back home.
This is the second full count that Nolan Craddock has seen today. He walked Chris Leary, who's in the on-deck circle, with a full count back in the third. 3-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. It just falls off the table to these Snowbirds batters. They can't handle it. Second out here in the bottom of the fifth, and Craddock trying to work out of another jam. Fourth strikeout of the day. So here's Chris Leary. Reach on a base on balls in the third. Craddock misses down low. It gets past Biscaloo's. Throw to second is going to be in time. Jake Biscaloo's nabs Miles Gravel to end the bottom of the fifth. That one just barely skipped away at the plate. Biscaloo's able to make a good stop. Kept it from going too far away. Gravel gets gunned down to end the bottom of the fifth, and the Snowbirds' woes on the base paths continue. It's 8-0 Grizzly looking up at the top of the sixth. Bomber 7-1. Eight runs on 10 hits for the Grizzly. And no runs on one hit. Pardon, 2 hits, 3 hits.
There you
We're
go.
counting. It's the Sesame Street hour here in the press box. Top of the sixth, Grizzly leading at 8-0 over the Snowbirds. Here to take you the rest of the way through the sixth and seventh. We play 7 here in the playoffs. Steve Granado, take it.
Thank you, my man. There's pitch to Hayden Huff, missed 1 ball and no strikes. Why don't you get yourself a popsicle and cool down here on this warm Sunday morning. On the inside corner, strike 1. Brendan Maskell back out to the hill. He's looked pretty good, giving up only 1 run on 3 hits to this point with a strikeout and a hit batter. It's an 8-0 Grizzly lead. 1-1 to Hayden Huff. Back up the middle. That's going to be snuck into center for a leadoff knock. First hit of the ball game for Huff. All right, Sam, here we go. Ready for this? It's popsicle, so we got to do this. What is a mouse's least favorite weather?
123 degrees, Alex.
Oh, no, we're sorry. When it rains cats and dogs.
I'm sad now.
There you go. I miss the rain. Jude Luttrell to the plate. Hitless in this one, but it has an RBI fielder's choice. Off the plate with it, 1 ball, no strikes. 4 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, and a lone run in the fifth. Find ourselves in the top of the sixth here at 10:40 a.m. This ball game, an hour and 34 minutes at this point. Coming back to Luttrell. Jude in the air to right center. Playable for Colt. He's got it for the first out. Brings up the DH, J.J. Engman. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter, actually. Landon White will pinch hit here for Engman. We ended up going 1 for 2 in this one. Engman also had an RBI knock. Throwing over to first. Well, make no mistake, again, we talked, don't count out the Grizzlies throughout the back bracket. It is a one-game elimination, but it doesn't mean they don't have their work cut out for them if they do indeed move on. Up and away, back pick to first. Good throw, but playing way in front of the bag was Joseph Grignon. He had no tag. Landon White had 3 hits in the regular season in 11 games. All of them were singles. Off the plate with it. 2 balls, no strikes. Brendan Maskell's been working behind here the first couple of batters of the inning. Pop behind, 2-1. This is his 4th inning of relief now. He took over in the 3rd. Lays off of that one. Good take by Landon White, and he hears it from his dugout. Hung on by Grace, and now it fills up the count. Maskell has not walked a batter yet today in his 3+2 batters. 3 in the 3rd, technically. Both bullpens quiet. Looks like we'll see Nolan Craddock try to go to the distance. I'd venture a guess. Lost him. Puts runners on first and second with 1 out. And we'll get another pinch hitter here. Jason Duran will pinch hit for Mark Kirkland. So the Grizzly might be seeing a little bit of the writing on the wall here and going, all right, let's get a couple of guys some at-bats here with an 8-run lead. Try and keep everybody fresh. 1-0. Myself included. First and second, 1 out. Off the bat of Duran, it's not going to be playable. Just give it a hello and a goodbye. Jason Duran is out of Cabrillo College. Bats here in his first playoff trip. On its way. Downstairs with a 2-1. It's 11 hits now for the Grizzlies, by the way, with the leadoff single from Hayden Huff. 2-1 pulled on the left side, out of everybody's reach and into left field. The bases will be loaded here after the single from Duran. And Jake Biscaluz will come to the plate.
Seen this before.
Yeah. They're going to go out and try and settle down Maskell. Might start getting somebody going in the bullpen. Again, he's out here for his 4th inning of work out of the bullpen. It's a lot to ask.
All right, Steve, are you ready for my popsicle joke?
Born ready.
You're going to like this one.
All right.
What's a mouse's least favorite weather?
123 degrees, Alex.
We're sorry. Did we just...
We got the same one. That's unfair. They're both in the same pack. Don't show the people. They know what a popsicle stick looks like.
I just wanted to make sure they knew that it was the same one.
That we're not just disembodied
voices.
voices.
And you know it because mine's orange.
We do exist, not just disembodied voices. I just realized if you don't follow the Power on Facebook, they've never seen us.
Oh, yeah.
They have no idea what we look like.
Or Instagram.
We could be like 4-year-olds stacked on top of each other.
With one of the...
with one cloak.
With like Spider-Man's interrogation voice on.
Yeah, exactly.
At least I pride myself on not going baby voice yet.
Baby voice coming to TNT. Outside with it, 1 ball and no strikes here on Jake Biscalew's. That big bases clearing double. Struck out and fly out since. Runners everywhere. Can he do it again? 2-0.
Baby voice in theaters now. Baby voice 2, sorry.
Baby voice 2, get that baby.
Got to get that baby.
Need that baby. Turn it on here, Jake. 2 balls, no strikes. He did. Down in right center field. It's going to bring home a run. It's now a 9-0 Grizzly lead. Nothing can stop them now. Light at the end of the tunnel of this first rounder is in sight. 4 RBIs for Jake Biscalew's. If it wasn't for Nolan Craddock, he'd be easily the player of the game.
That's a big day.
He'll get a courtesy runner at first.
Chris Aguilar again.
Once again, yes. 4th RBI, 2nd hit for Jake Biscalew's. Michael Macias now with a chance to keep adding. It's 9-0 Grizzly. Ooh. Nope, not that time.
Nope.
0-1 here on Macias. 1 for 3 today. Swing and a miss. This is the most RBI in a single game for Jake Biscalew's in the PSCL this year. Previous high, 1. He had 3 RBIs entering today. Grounder foul. He has 4 in 4 trips to the plate.
How many did he have total coming into today?
So I said 3.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We'll have a day.
Yeah.
Right time.
Good time to get hot. Didn't chase it. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Macias. White at 3rd. Duran at 2nd and Aguilar at 1st. Still only 1 out. 1-2 pitch. Once again didn't chase it. 2-2. Closing in on 11 a.m. and it's all Grizzly in this one. Just all of a sudden Brendan Maskell has ran into a buzzsaw here in the 6th. He was looking pretty good thus far. That'll miss up and away. Fill up the count. They still don't have any movement in that bullpen. That was pretty gutsy right there. Threw the ball back, it hopped, and he played it with his bare hand. Scorched foul. So they are riding with Maskell in what is in all likelihood the final game of the year for the Snowbirds. They got 6 outs to play with and are serving as the home team, so they will have their last ups. Swing and a miss. Down goes Macias for the 2nd time today on strikes. 2 gone here in the inning. Connor Hennings to the plate, a double and a run scored today. When the Birds come to the plate in the home half of inning number 6, Chris Leary, Dylan Brown, and Jalen Edmonds. They're going to get out of this. Fly ball to right. And it hops out of the glove of Bryce Moore. It'll clear the bases. And the ship has sunk. 12-0. E9 all the way. No RBIs for Hennings.
Bryce is still staring at his glove.
Hit off the heel. For the third time today, the Grizzly will send 8 or more to the plate in an inning. The second, the first, and now here the 6th. This is the 8th batter down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Antonio Cruz, 3 hits, a pair of singles, a double, RBI, and 2 runs scored. Ho hum. Strike called. Whole lot of filled in diamonds on the left side of the scorecard. None on the right side. Not the day the Snowbirds wanted. Dribbled foul. Again, they are riding with Maskell, who looked really good there in the 3rd and 4th. Ran into a little trouble in the 5th, and this 6th is just falling apart. Through no true fault of his own, it's a foul ball. He's given up a couple hits and a walk here in the inning, but those 3 unearned runs. Second opportunity here for Bryce Moore. And that will end the inning. 4 on the board here for the Grizzly, and they are on their way to a second round matchup with the number 1 seed. 12-0 to the bottom of the 6th. Well, the Snowbirds trailing now in this one, 12-0 as we enter the bottom of the 6th. And Nolan Craddock has had it working today. Even when he hasn't, he's been able to get out of a couple of mini jams. As we go to the bottom of 6, it'll be Chris Leary to lead things off. Staying in the ball game and moving to 3rd, Jason Doran. Moving from 3rd to 1st is Michael Macias. And Nolan Craddock looking for the CG as he gets a swing and a miss. He's got to get 6 more outs, and the Grizzly will move on. 0-1 is a bouncer to 3rd base, in and out of the glove, but Duran handles it there with ease. The ground out 5-3, and there's 1 away. Brings up Dylan Brown. All right, Sam, they just announced the lineups for the MLB Futures game set to take place in about 2 hours now, a little over 2 hours. Here are the starting lineups for the American League. From the Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. will lead things off.
A lot of fun.
From the Seattle Mariners, Jared Kelenic. Julio Rodriguez from Seattle as well will bat third. Batting cleanup from Baltimore, Adley Rushman will get the start behind the plate. Playing first base from KC and batting fifth, Nick Prado. The Chicago White Sox designated hitter batting sixth is Yoliki Cespedes. Downstairs with this one. Batting seventh from Detroit, the center fielder Riley Green. Batting eighth from Detroit at third base, Spencer Torkelson. Of course, he was the big one last year.
Torque.
What a bat. This one lined into right field. It's going to hang up. 2 quick outs. Brings up Jalen Edmonds. Batting ninth from the Tampa Bay Rays, second baseman Xavier Edwards. And, of course, as we mentioned earlier, from the Texas Rangers, former 15th overall pick, right-hander out of Orange Lutheran High School, Cole Wynn, the righty on the bump.
Yoki Cespedes is Ioannis' brother.
Good genes. Jalen Edmonds has struck out twice today. Comes to the plate. It's 12-0. Grizzly, we're in the bottom of the 6th. All right, here's the AL, or the NL lineup, rather. Leading things off, the left fielder from Arizona, Alec Thomas, gets the start. As this one catches the strike zone 0-1. From the Cincinnati Reds, shortstop, batting second, Jose Barrero. Nolan Gorman, the St. Louis product, is at third base. Breaking ball high. One of the next big infielders, or rather catchers, I should say, for the San Diego Padres, Luis Campusano. I've heard a lot about him. He's batting cleanup.
Man, that glove.
Yeah, we know that guy can catch a good ball game. He also will be able to swing it. He's, again, batting cleanup today for the NL. Down and in. Batting fifth from Atlanta, Michael Harris, the center fielder.
Let's go, Mike.
From Chicago, the Cubs. Batting sixth and right, Brennan Davis. Downstairs and in here on Jalen Edmonds. From the Colorado Rockies, the DH today in the NL from the 7th spot will be Ryan Velarde. Bryson Stott from Philly will be the second baseman. Michael Toglia, the Colorado product, first base, batting ninth. And on the hill today from St. Louis, left-handed starter Matthew Liberatore. So those are your starting 9 plus pitcher for the AL and NL Futures game. Again, that's on MLB Network at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
And we'll be on the
yeah, we got your coverage right here on YouTube. That one fouled back on Edmonds. Full count here on him. A lot of great names. I'm keeping my eye out for Torkelson.
I think Mike Harris is going to do something big.
You want him to.
No, I'm telling you. You'll find out.
I'm keeping my eye on Campusano. Don't get caught sleeping with him behind the plate. That's going to break up 3 in a row retired. Edmonds will take first on the 3rd walk issued today. First time he's reached base at a little leadoff spot, and it's Danny Gill now.
Good to see something come out of it. He's gone in deep counts the first 2. Took both of them to a 2-2 and struck out both times.
By the way, that game also, if you're looking for radio coverage, will be on Sirius XM. If you have it.
Listen to it on your drive home.
There you go. I'm heading out to Riverside today, so I'll probably flip it on the TuneIn app. This one's sent out of play by Danny Gill.
That's one thing I feel people don't talk about enough is that baseball is alive and well on radio.
Absolutely.
There are so many fantastic radio announcers.
Absolutely. Danny Gill had a double back in the 4th. It's the only extra base hit today for the Snowbirds. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. When the Grizzly bat in their potential last ups, J.R. Freethy will lead it off. Liner into center, second hit of the day for Danny Gill. There's still nobody warming, not really a need to, but you don't want Nolan Craddock to be pushed too hard today.
1 out to get.
Yeah. Well, 4. Gotta imagine he is going all the way. I was having a conversation earlier this morning. I thought Torkelson was in high A. He's actually AA Erie.
He just got called up, I believe.
A lot of AA guys. Not a ton in low A. Runner takes off for third, then a delayed steal to second. He is dead by a mile. Jake Biscaluz is having one heck of a stretch over the last couple of days. That's his 3rd runner caught in the last 2 days. And they are out of the bottom of the 6th, unscathed. Still zeros across. It's a 12-0 lead for the Grizzly coming to the plate in the top of the 7th.
Thought you would have been a refined knowledge, a refined brain. Probably. Arizona State. You're asking, does he party? It's tempting. Yeah, dude. Not baseball players. They're going to party because they're going to spend don't want scholarship money on it. They recall it Seabolden right now. Seabolden, right? Yep.
We go to the top of the 7th. J.R. Freethy leads things off. First pitch to him is going to be up and away, 1-0. New right fielder into the ball game for the Snowbirds. Matt Siebold takes over. Well, Sam, a day to day. We're talking MLB draft as the pitch comes home 1-0 for a strike on the inside edge, 1-1. Big day in sports history, especially West Coast sports history. On this date in 1996, the Los Angeles Lakers acquired Kobe Bryant for Vlade Divac from the Charlotte Hornets. And thus, the first page of a long story was written. Single into center here for Freethy. His 3rd hit of the game begins the 7th. Maybe one of the greatest trades in sports history. Divac for Bryant. Hey, no knock on Vlade.
Sorry, Charlotte.
But I think we know who won that trade. Hayden Huff to the plate. Has reached base 3 times, only one of them with a hit. Takes it up and away, 1-0. 12-0. We're here in the top of the 7th. What is a 7-inning ball game? We are 2 minutes shy of the 2-hour mark. And we are seeing action in the Grizzly pen. That might be the end of the line for Nolan Craddock. We'll see if he comes back out for the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss.
If he does, and if he's able to finish it out, man, that's such a huge weight off the shoulders of the Grizzly pitching staff. Gives you so many options to be able to work, especially when you're going to face off against the Lumberjacks. You want as many arms ready as possible.
Up and away. They bluff him back to first. Scurrying to the bag goes Freethy. He knows that arm on Grace. No grace on that arm.
Nope.
Maskell set. 2-1. Got him to wave it at 2-2. Could we see a similar story in the near future for Major League Baseball? The upcoming CBA negotiations in the offseason might include the ability to trade draft picks. That is one of the hot button issues right now amongst many. Foul down the line, still 2-2. It's kind of insane, honestly, that Major League Baseball can't trade draft picks.
You know, the saying every time nowadays is, I wish the MLB, or I wish there was a sport that had, you know, a combination of the executive part of the NFL and the, you know, the player relations of the NBA with the MLB player. Like,
yeah,
it's always a debate. That would be one huge step to being able to make that a possibility.
Yeah. Gotta imagine those talks will come up, and I'd be honestly shocked if it weren't included in the upcoming CBA. That universal DH, heard rumblings that the players do have support for 7-inning doubleheaders. Ground ball right side. It's a long run and a tough play. Give it a base hit. Dylan Brown gave it his darndest.
I think the main things that need to be proposed in that CBA are just things that make baseball more sustainable for players.
Yeah.
We learned over the last year with so many injuries, so many opt-outs, and so many possible outcomes in any particular season. You got to be able to work around and have, you know, escape plans on contingencies for whatever happens.
There's a lot of things right now in that CBA that need to be addressed. I think the big one for me is the minor league system. Out of play. 0-1 here for a pinch hitter here. Chris Aguilar takes over for Jude Luttrell. The unionization of minor league players would go a long way. That's not necessarily a CBA situation. As Aguilar sends it to right. Siebold, the new right fielder, makes the grab. Tagging and going to third is Freethy. There's one away with runners on the corners. Brings up Landon White. White walked and scored in the 6th. Again, the Grizzly lead this ball game 12-0. They just need 3 outs to move on to the second round. So we'll see. The way that Major League Baseball had their takeover essentially of the minor league system this year ruffled many, many feathers throughout the country. Upstairs with it 1-0. Again, DH talk. Playoff format talk. I don't know why they don't just go to a seeding system. Every other league does it. Swing and a miss. You see a lot of times winners of divisions have less wins than second place teams in other divisions, and then they get in, but the second place team didn't, even though they had more wins. Just go to an 8th seed. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
There's a very high possibility that's going to come up again at the end of the season if the NL West ends up being a 3-horse race again.
Yeah, no kidding. If the Padres don't make it into the playoffs, that's just a negative to the game.
Yeah.
Called strike 3 on the inside edge. Third punch out for Brendan Maskell, and there's 2 gone. Brings up Jason Duran. A single and a run scored his last time up.
And the tough thing now is that a lot of the argument coming up is, oh, but the Giants being in the playoffs isn't good for baseball. It's not going to market the game well. Who are we going to give the shine to? It's all about the wins. It's all about who's going out there and making plays every day.
First pitch in the air to center field to end the inning. So back-to-back singles go wasted here for the Grizzly, but I don't think they're sweating it too much. To the bottom of the 7th, 3 outs from moving on. It's 12-0 Grizzly. Not much left standing in the way. The Grizzlies run to the second round. They lead this thing 12-0. As we enter the bottom of the 7th, Jacob Colt will lead things off, trying to make any noise whatsoever here in their last ups of the season. First pitch down and away. This is a new pitcher. Diego Avina takes over for his 6th appearance of the year, 3rd relief appearance, and gives way after Nolan Craddock. The 1-0 in the dirt once more. 2 balls, no strikes. What a game for Nolan Craddock. He is going to get the win here today. 6 innings of work, 4 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He did it all day long, kept some guys off balance every now and then, but it was just weak contact all day long. Put the feather in the cap here today. Jacob Colt, Matt Siebold, Mason Grace scheduled here in the last of the ball game. 2-0. You don't want to mess around. 3 balls and no strikes. Twelve runs on 15 hits for the Grizzly. In for a strike. They showed up today. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
It's the beautiful thing about baseball. You cannot count them out. Doesn't matter if it's 12-13 or a 1 versus 13.
Especially here. Foul. Still 3-2.
Mentioned many times how we're only 4 weeks into this season pretty much. Some guys could just be hitting their stride.
Another big thing of note here today, Sam. Just 3 walks, no hit batters, no errors.
Really clean.
In the first base side, and of course, right as I say that, that's going to go as an E3. So Jacob Colt reaches on a Macias bobble. That ball had a lot of spin on it.
Yeah, it looked like it just got cued out of his glove.
Puts a runner aboard for Siebold. Siebold took over defensively last inning. Off the plate, 1-0. Well, you would love to keep this shutout intact if you're Diego Avina. That is the goal. Finish off the game strong, set you up for a matchup with the number 1 seed on Tuesday. Foul back here to Siebold, 1-1.
Send a message.
Yeah. We ain't here to mess around. We want to make noise. All it takes is a couple of wins, 4 of them. Strike 2. Again, that'll be a Tuesday matchup, day game with the Lumberjacks. And you can count this as the postseason because of the new rule set, but it really acts more of a wild card game, which is always kind of teetering on the edge of playoffs or not. Thus, the name play-in.
It's almost like the NBA, what they've been doing the past 2 seasons. This year I like the play-in tournament. Last year this is more of the style, just a 1-game play-in.
Off the plate, 3-2. Love the wild card in Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a little unfair, but boy, does it make for great entertainment. 2-2 pitch. Rather, 3-2 pitch upstairs. So an error and now a walk to put runners on first and second. Again, don't mess around. Get these boys out of the heat. Mason Grace to the plate. Grace has had a rough day at the plate, 0 for 2. Rounded to a double play to erase a threat in the 4th. Looking for a hole. There's a big one on the right side if you're looking. 1-0. Starts every guy out 1-0 at this point. I think at this point, though, too, Nolan Craddock, you think he'd coming out for the 7th. He was just a little too gassed. 2-0. 12-0 Grizzly. Two and one. If he loses grace, got to imagine a mound visit. Set at the chest. 3 and 1. Snowbirds have not loaded the bases today. Gave him a gift chasing ball 4 for strike 2. That was, without a doubt, ball 4. I think that's what they're saying right now to Mason Grace. Hey, don't expand here. Don't help him. Only help yourself. Full count. Again chased ball 4. Still nobody out here in the inning, first and second. Try a second payoff. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. They're going to go talk on cue. Hey fans, don't forget this Wednesday, July the 14th, it's going to be a different look here at Palm Springs Stadium. Instead of a power game at 7:05, it's the Power Summer Collegiate League Championship. Come on out to the ballpark as the top 2 of 13 PSCL teams try to cap their summer with a PSCL championship. Game time 7:05, and it's our last Kids Day Wednesday of the year. Kids 12 and under, just for $1. Getting into the ballpark, we'd love to see you out on Wednesday night. So the base is juiced, and probably the hottest Snowbird to the plate. Maliola Aina with a single and a walk today. 3 RBIs yesterday, and can break this 0 finally in their last ups. There's still nobody out.
He's reached in his last 4 at-bats.
Plate appearances.
Wow.
Down and away. It's 2 walks and a couple hits. 1-0. Two and 0. Well, they have to get another arm up.
Alex Carrillo is warming.
Yeah, they don't want it, but they gotta. They're hoping that Avina was able to do it. 3-0. He just can't find the strike zone right now.
This has always been the issue for Avina, the walks.
Three and 1. Gonna have to call him back. Full count. Snowbirds don't like it. Out of play, stays alive.
This is the 4th straight full count.
Yeah, that's tough. Might be his last batter. Well, that'll break the goose egg. It's 12-1. Third walk. The air comes around to score. That's an unearned run. He's looking at the dugout and he's looking down at the bullpen. They're not moving yet. Miles Gravel will try and put his notes on this game. 0 for 2. That's all 5 faced, 1-0. Something's got to give at some point. Two and 0. Diego Avina out of Vanguard University. 3-0. Yeah, this is going to be it right here. Carrillo's got to be ready here in a second. You don't want to mess around in the playoffs. I don't care what the lead is. Leashes are much shorter. No hits in the inning. 3-1. Where's Miles Gravel going?
He didn't hear the call for a while. Just took off. We're working on Florida time.
Yeah,
Orlando's behind the plate.
Huh.
Don't question the logic on that.
I'm not thinking too hard. It's a fourth straight walk. They're going to come get him. 12-2. That's going to do it for Avina. They're going to go to Alex Carrillo. 12-2, looking for 3 outs here in the last of the 7th. Alex Carrillo will be tasked with trying to get the final 3 outs with the bases loaded and nobody down. Joseph Grignon to the plate, and the first pitch he sees is going to miss downstairs, 1-0. 4th appearance this summer, first in the playoffs. One save chalked up here to Alex Carrillo. He's allowed just 1 run in 6 innings this year. Has walked 4 during that stretch while striking out 10. Falls off the mound but finds the strike zone, 1-1. Runners, Mason Grace at third, Ina at second, Gravel at first. 2 runs home here in the inning after 6 scoreless from Nolan Craddock. And they've done it without a hit here in the frame. 1-1 pitch. Foul tipped, and it's 1-2. Joseph Grignon has struck out twice today, once looking, once swinging. 2-2, nice block. Good little at bat here for Joseph Grignon. Still trailing 10. All those runners belong to Diego Avina, so his book not closed yet. Try another 2-2. Ooh, just off the inside part of the plate. Full count. Payoff. Grignon just will not go down. And what is likely his final plate appearance of the season. Another one. A ground ball right here changes the entire energy of the game, because this inning has already changed the entire energy of the game. Good battle here for Grignon. Another 3-2. Ground ball to short. Bobbled for a second. They'll try and turn it, and that ball sails by a mile. 2 runs will score, and it's 12-4. That was one of the dirtiest double play attempts we've seen this summer. I am not going to mince words with that. That was ugly from the get-go.
Looked like JR got his foot caught right there at the bag on something. Didn't have a full follow-through with the back foot.
Goes as a fielder's choice in a throwing error. 6-4 on the putout for the first out. 2 runs score. Grignon gets to second on an E6. Oof, man, that wasn't pretty.
E4.
Sorry, E4. Chris Leary takes a strike. That's the first pitch strike of the inning. Man, it's really falling apart here for the Grizzly. They're lucky they got a 12-0 lead right now. Again, I'm not mincing words at this point. 0-1 to Leary. Fouled back, and it's 0-2. Our first 2-strike count like this. Upstairs with the changeup. 1-2. 4 runs home. This is not the world we lived in about 15 minutes ago. We were living in Nolan Craddock's world. He has left the building. 2-2. This is not the energy you want going into a Lumberjacks matchup.
Nope.
Not at all. So what will be more than likely a good day still for the Grizzly is ending on a sour note here. 2 errors in the inning, 4 walks, and now a 3-2 count on Chris Leary with Dylan Brown on deck.
Got to think the bats really haven't had that much solid, attack since the 2nd inning.
Nope.
3 unearned runs on a 3-base error.
Foul. I mean,
3-run error.
You can count the double for Danny Gill in the 4th.
You can.
That's really it. For the Snowbirds, at least. But yeah, to your point. Another full count. Swing and a miss. And there's 2 gone.
Every single at-bat this inning except for 1 has gone to a full count. And that one went 3-1.
We are walking through quicksand with cinder blocks. Dylan Brown, the last hope for the Snowbirds. 2 down here. Here we go. 0-1. Not the energy you want. In the air to left field, this should do it. Connor Hennings camps, and the Grizzly move on to face off with the #1 seed. They take down the Snowbirds by a 12-4 final.
Well, however you chalk it up, no matter what ends here, the Grizzly have given themselves a matchup that they have seen multiple times this year. They know this team. They've faced the Lumberjacks twice. They went on that huge hot streak, that 9-game win streak in the middle of the season, but they have looked very human the past few games. Even the one that they won the other day here in Palm Springs Stadium, they gave up, I think, 6 runs.
4 runs allowed there by Avina, by the way, 1 of which was earned. Because of all the errors there in the frame, only 1 of those goes as an earned run. Alex Carrillo ends up going an inning pretty clean, all things considered. And that will wrap up the ball game. 2 errors in the frame for the Grizzly, 12 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors, and 9 left. 4 runs across for the Snowbirds. They do it on 4 hits and 1 error, and end up leaving 4 on the base pass. The win will go to Nolan Craddock, man. He was the best part of today. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts, and weak contact throughout. The loss is going to go to R.J. Forbes, who couldn't get an out in the 2nd inning and got roughed up here. The Snowbird season has come to a close. We want to thank you all, the Snowbird fans especially, for being with us all season long. If you want to continue to follow the playoffs, they will continue tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. 2 games tomorrow on this field, 2 on the turf field, and 2 games here. Of course, as always, we'll have coverage here on the Power YouTube channel. So the Grizzly move on. They come out swinging and never let go. 12-4 the final. They're going to face off with the Lumberjacks on Tuesday. For my partner, Sam Walters, and for all of us here at the Power Summer Collegiate League, thanks for tuning in for day 1 of the 2021 PSCL playoffs. We'll be back up and ready to go tomorrow morning. But until then, enjoy what's left of your Sunday and your weekend, everybody.